All right, we are live in the studio, in the home, in the $2 late fee video store with our good buddy Sean Kanan. What's up, dude? How are you?
Thanks for having me back. I've been looking forward to this.
Every time
It's been too long.
your name gets, yeah, it has been too long. I mean, the last time we had you on was, I think, 2 years ago now, and but we've developed a relationship with you, and you're an awesome dude, and it's a pleasure to have you back and have you verse Dustin in a battle of trivia. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm ready. I know a lot of stupid shit.
Well,
Useless,
I think you will.
Dumb stuff.
Well, we got a lot of. I'm the one asking the questions tonight, and I typically ask the pretty dumb questions.
Master away, brother.
Dustin, we are 2 weeks, well, a little over a week and a half removed from our fundraiser that for Momentum Wheels for Humanity, where we raised $4,000 for Momentum Wheels for Humanity, and Sean Kanan raffled off a Zoom session with him. And who was the winner of that Zoom session, Dustin?
I'm so glad you brought this up because I totally forgot. Sean, it was me. It was me. I won the 15 minutes with you. So,
wait, so you mean this is like killing two birds with one stone?
Exactly. What's going to happen is I'm going to start a clock. I'm going to start a 15-minute clock. No, obviously, I have been enamored with
my OnlyFans site. Is that no?
From your OnlyFans? That was my first exposure to your work, literally, in every sense of the word. And I was like, Way of the Cobra, the OnlyFans version. I would love to, hear more, see more. So excited to get some Way of the Cobra way.
Yes. And we were calling it 15 minutes in heaven with Sean. So, okay. So let me tell you,
bidding war, by the way, just crazy. It was like,
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like in those movies where it's like bid a date with me, it wasn't auction style at all, but in my mind it was.
And then, yeah, we'll go with that. So tonight, the way this is going to work is it's going to be Dustin versus Sean. I'm going to ask the questions. The first person to score 5 points, answer 5 questions correctly wins. There are questions in my wheelhouse that I'm going to be asking that have multiple point possibilities. So you could get up to 3 or 4 points in some of these. So you might be down by 4 and you could come back to win the whole thing.
I'm feeling there's a discretionary quality to this game.
There is when it comes to me.
Otherwise known as the kindergarten teacher method, where you're about to get the trophy, but you're also going to get the trophy, little guy.
So let me great.
Yeah, right. Yep. So what I did though, and this will be the first time I've done this, I'm actually adding slides to this trivia contest. So I will be flashing up photo clues and photo answers, so that will be I'm kind of locked in on these answers. So I'm not going to, there's no fudging going on.
How do we don't have buzzers. So what do we just sort of.
So what I'm going to do is, that's a great question, Sean. So the way this works is instead of flipping a coin on $2 late fee, we flip a cassette tape, and it just so happens to be the soundtrack for Karate Kid 3 that I'm going to be flipping. The soundtrack includes. Man who will fight for your honor. Well, you think that would be on this soundtrack, but this one has "Listen to Your Heart."
Who doesn't love a good power ballad from the 80s?
Yeah.
Right?
Is Highwire on that one by Glenn Medeiros?
Unfortunately,
no, it's not.
It's not on this soundtrack.
No. Remember the kid that Ralph Macchio beat up with that? That was the guy from True Genius.
It was Gabe Jarrett.
Yeah. And Sean,
a really great actor. I don't know why he's like just getting beat up, but
if you
Zach, tell him why. Tell him.
Don't look him up, because something happened to him a couple years ago that he shouldn't have done.
Oh shit!
There was a
like a Bad Touch Uncle story, or
kind of like a To Catch a Predator live in Santa Monica.
Ooh,
a little sting went down.
Yeah. So we're
got dark.
it sure did.
I mean, it got dark for us too. We were like, Gabe's been on the show 4 times, and then we're like, oh,
yeah, we had him on the show talking
to,
about Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, now we'll have to act like we've never met him, and we don't know.
Wow.
Okay, so the way it's going to work is, Sean, you're going to either choose side 1 or side 2 of this cassette tape. I'm going to flip it. Whoever gets it correct gets to go first. So, Sean, what do you want? Side 1 or side 2?
Side 1.
And it landed on side 1. All
right.
So you get to go first, and the question will be, it actually pertains to you.
Wait. Time out. A couple of housekeeping things to explain.
Yeah, please.
We need to know who Sean is playing on behalf of this evening.
Thank you, Dustin.
And who I am playing on behalf of this evening. Because our patrons, they tend to pop in and out, but if you guys are watching, please say hello in the comments, because we love that. So Sean, you will be playing on behalf of our all-star patron, Paulette, in Northern California. She dominated the fundraiser. She gave so much money. We were
all right, Paulette, I got you here.
Yep.
And I got it.
Yep. And I tonight, I think this is the first time this has happened. We're very excited. Playing on behalf of Sleazy C, Corey.
Oh, Corey Stevenson from Podcasting After Dark.
Yes. You know him. You know him intimately, Zach. He's your co-host on Podcasting After Dark and the 17 other podcasts you co-host. And so Corey, is looking for something cool, because we got, a bunch of stuff, some new stuff in. So I just said, I'll do my best.
Yeah, you'll do your best, and hopefully your best will be good enough. Unlike the song, Just Once. Okay, so, and by the way, Sean has a new book coming out, right? It's called The Way of the Couples Cobra, or The Way of the Cobra Couples. Way of the Cobra Couples. Yes. It's written by you and your wife, Michelle.
My lovely wife, Michelle. Yes.
And that drops very soon on Amazon, correct?
October 8th.
Oh.
Available for pre-order now at wayofthecobra.com.
Get that book. We own Way of the Cobra. Sean, actually, the last time he was on, he talked about Way of the Cobra, and you can get that book as well. You can get all of his books on Amazon, and go to his website as well. We'll have that in the notes, and we will plug it as this goes on. But I'm going to jump into the first question. The first question tonight, it actually has to do with, so all this month on $2 late fee, we have been celebrating the movie Predator, the 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger sci-fi action classic. One of the actors in that movie is Jesse the Body Ventura. I think we all know and love Jesse the Body Ventura for his wrestling days, but also from his days as an actor and politician, the governor of Minnesota, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so Sean, your first question is this. In 1991, a year you're familiar with, and a year that we'll be bringing up once again in a question that pertains to you. But in 1991, Jesse Ventura starred in a television pilot called Tag Team. He co-starred in the show with another famous wrestler. Was that wrestler either Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, or Randy Macho Man Savage?
Whoa, look at this.
Well, I just saw a documentary on Randy Savage, and I don't remember them talking about that. I think it was Roddy Piper.
Well, you would be absolutely correct. It was called Tag Team, and there's Roddy Piper with Jesse the Body Ventura.
Now,
nice.
Now, you made me think of something when you said Predator, because you recognize who? Let's see here. You recognize that guy in the middle there?
I sure do, because
both of them were in Predator. It's Sonny Landham.
So we had
and Richard Chavez.
So Richard Chavez was on our fundraiser. Actually, he was sitting here on the couch behind me. And I pulled that photo out to show him. And I said, what's the story on this picture with you, Sonny, and Sean? And he said, I think it was at one of those conventions back in the 90s.
No.
What was it?
this was at Lyle Alzado's bar, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Lyle Alzado's bar.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my God, Lyle Alzado used to have like the greatest bar. Kathy Moriarty was the hostess, and like Mickey Rourke would be there. It was all these, it was fantastic. Just to
wow. Okay.
That's where I met Sonny and Richard.
That photo is amazing. Don't be surprised if that's going to pop up on $2 late fee at some point. And that is so cool. All right. Well, so Sean,
but Zach, where did you find it? Because I thought Richard gave it to you.
Richard gave it to me, but when he was here, I pulled the photo out and I said, I have to ask you about this photo.
Yeah.
Because I never got the full story.
Zach gave it to me.
Yeah. And I sent that picture to Sean and I'm like,
okay. Got it. Yeah. It's wild, man.
It is wild. It is wild.
Hilarious.
All right. So we're going to go back and forth, and you got that question correct. Now we go to Dustin for question number 2.
Well, I'll show you the score. Sean is winning 1-0. So
Dustin, of course, we are covering Predator all month long, and we talked about Jean-Claude Van Damme being the original Predator. Here's a photo of Jean-Claude Van Damme in his outfit from the movie Predator. That's so what silly. It looked like in the movie, the original Predator. And as we know from Richard Chavez, Jean-Claude said he wanted his face exposed so people could know that it was him. And he was removed from the set and replaced with Kevin Peter Hall. We'll get to that guy in a minute.
That's so goofy. That I've never looked at the costume.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys one more time. Yeah. It looks like a weird rat.
Power Rangers or something.
Power Rangers, yeah. So, Dustin, this movie was made in 1986, came out in 87. Jean-Claude had signed a 3-picture deal with Kanan Pictures. The famous backstory is he basically hung out at Kanan Pictures and kicked a cigarette out of Menahem Golan's mouth to show off his kicking skills. Dustin, the 3 movies that Jean-Claude went on to make with Kanan, what were those 3 movies?
I believe it was Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Cyborg.
You are correct. Nice job.
That's a good pull. Nice job.
Yes. Hey, impressive.
All
right.
Nice.
I didn't get a bell.
You did.
Give him another bell.
Did you not hear it? It got caught on a loop too, and I was like, oh.
Give him another bell.
It's really delayed today. There we go.
Thank you.
Really delayed.
For answering this question about Jesse and Roddy Piper. So there you go.
Yes.
Look at Roddy looking so fresh faced. Okay. Now we go back to Sean. Okay. Like I said, Jean-Claude Van Damme was replaced by Kevin Peter Hall as the Predator in Predator. Here's a picture of Kevin Peter Hall wearing, taking the mask off. Kevin Peter Hall stands at 6'7". 6'7". Kevin Peter Hall, prior to the role in Predator, he also was the Harry in Harry and Henderson's, right? But in 1985, he starred in a show called Misfits of Science. Okay, Misfits of Science was about a group of young superheroes who fight crime, kind of like the X-Men, actually, because they were all like misfits, mutants. That TV show starred a Friends actor in an early role. Was that actor Courtney Love? Was that actor Matt LeBlanc? Or was that actor Jennifer Aniston? As you see here, Courtney Love's holding the Tampax tampon ad from her first commercial, Matt LeBlanc in his Heinz commercial, and Jennifer Aniston plunging a toilet or something. I don't know. So Misfits of Science, was it Courtney Love, Matt LeBlanc, or Jennifer Aniston who co-starred with Kevin Peter Hall?
I'm going to go with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It is actually Whitney Cox. And then you see her there. It happens. It happens. Misfits of Science was, I believe, one of her first starring roles.
So we've just changed the rule. There's no stealing anymore. We just don't do that. in this show?
Oh
anymore?
yeah, you know what? There's sometimes not with this one, Dustin. I think there's enough questions to go around. I think
You
with this
thought I
one,
would know that? I didn't know that.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, my odds would have been better, but I didn't know that.
Because there's only 3, it'll narrow down to 2, and there's not many.
Right. But why do you do 3? You got to do 4. You do 4.
I know I gotta
then-
do 4. You're right.
Anyway.
I gotta do 4. All right.
Woodland,
Well,
Funland. Woodland, Funland.
there might be an opportunity later. Okay, so
All right.
we'll go to Dustin for the next question. Okay, Dustin, in 1991, Sean starred in a movie called Rich Girl
Oh boy.
with Jill
Jill
Schoen
Jill Schoen.
and Don
Mhm.
Michael Paul. In that movie, there is a song. The opening song is called "Not Just Another Girl," and in that movie, it's sung by a guy named Sherwood Ball. It's actually a cover, Dustin.
Right.
It's a cover by a famous Neville brother. Which Neville brother is that song originally sung by? Is it? Do you like this?
This is great.
Is it Charles? Is it Aaron? Or is it Ivan Neville? That's Charles in the top, Aaron in the bottom with the
Neville
sleeve,
brother, is it?
or Ivan Neville. Charles, Aaron, or Ivan?
You know, it feels to me like an Aaron. It just feels like Aaron's thing.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Okay.
I think it's Ivan.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Sean?
I thought it was Ivan.
Okay, so it is Ivan Neville, and and it's off the album "If My Ancestors Could See Me Now."
Yeah, that was a big album actually.
Okay, yeah,
it was. What's the single off that album?
Well, that's going to lead into my next question,
Okay.
which is for Sean. Okay,
But didn't Sean just steal and get the point?
Yeah, I'm going to give it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you know,
No.
come on, don't give me
You
that.
don't want it? You don't want it? Okay.
No.
Well, then you're probably going to get this one right. Okay,
All right.
so
You're
Okay.
denying your points. Yeah.
so that song that you're speaking of, Dustin, was actually called "Falling Out of Love." That was the
Falling
single.
out of love.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but not just another girl by Ivan Neville was actually in the movie "My Stepmother Is an Alien," starring Dan Aykroyd and Kim Basinger. For FYI, but "Falling Out of Love" was also in a movie. It was in a Blake Edwards film. Which Blake Edwards film was it in? Was it Skin Deep? Was it 10? Or was it Switch?
I think it's Skin Deep.
You are correct.
Oh, here comes your buzzer. Nice.
All right. So I believe the score is now 2-1. Is that right?
2-1.
Yeah. Was that song in any other movie?
"Falling Out of Love"?
Yeah.
Okay, so I dug as much as I could on Ivan Neville because that's a great album, by the way, Sean. It was a big hit.
It
and
is.
It's
Yeah.
as my wife Kristen would say, it's an end-to-end burner. I did not see that song "Falling Out of Love" in any other film.
The reason I ask is because I have not seen Skin Deep recently, but I remember, hearing this song over credits recently. Was that playing? Did that play over the Skin Deep credits?
No, it played over the opening credits of Skin Deep, where John Ritter
Interesting.
infamously, does things with a female friend of his.
Right, Skin Deep stuff. Interesting.
Skin Deep, by the way, Skin Deep has one of the funniest fight scenes over 2 guys with condoms on.
Yeah.
It's
it
really
sure
great.
does. Wait, and did you say that Kristen thinks that song is an end-to-end burner, or that's just
No,
a
no,
phrase
no.
she uses?
It's a phrase she uses.
Okay, I was like, I don't feel like she'd know who Ivan Neville was or like that song.
No, but that song comes up all the time in our house because
Right, I'm sure, but she's like, "Who's Ivan Neville?" And you're like, "Oh, it's from Skin Deep." And she's like, "I don't know what is that a movie?" And you're like, "Yeah." She's like, "What's a movie?" And you're like, "Anyway."
no, it's not that bad. So, okay, so
right,
we're at 2-1, and we're
All
going, I believe, back to Dustin, right? On this one, is that right? Yes.
I believe so. If that's if we're playing the rules like we
Marcus
Yeah.
of Queensberry.
Do them.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah. Okay. So for the next question, I'm just going to remind everybody.
Is this
Sean
a
has
joke?
many books out. One of them is Way of the Cobra. The next one is Way of the Cobra Couples.
Welcome to the Kumite.
Welcome to the Kumite. Yes. Welcome to the
Way of the
Kumite.
Cobra, and then the newest one is Way of the Cobra Couples.
Way of the Cobra Couples by Sean and Michelle Kanan. It comes out October 8th.
Love it.
Sean currently is starring in the latest season of Cobra Kai, along with many other notable actors, one being Yuji Okamoto. Dustin, in 1988, Yuji Okamoto starred in Aloha Summer. In that film, his father was known for playing many different ninja roles. Was his father played by Sho Kosugi, Jackie Chan, or Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe?
Aloha Summer. It's got to be Sho Kosugi.
That is correct.
Gotta
That
be.
is correct. Shokugi, Aloha Summer. If you've never seen Aloha Summer, it stars Chris Makepeace, Don Michael Paul from Rich Girl, of course, with Sean Kanan and Jill Schoelen.
Easy, man.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Wallace directed that film. He is known for Halloween 2, I believe. That was his other movie that he did. Yeah, so it's a tie game once again. Okay. Sean, back to you.
Okay.
Back to you, Sean. It's 2-2. Sean, you are a martial artist. You were an all-around badass. And speaking of martial arts, in 1989, the movie Best of the Best came out. It stars Eric Roberts, Sally Kirkland, and the late, great James Earl Jones. It's one of our favorites on $2 late fee. And it stars another man named Philip Rhee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Philip's character, Tommy Lee, in the film has to face a bitter rival in Dae Han.
Mm-hmm.
What is the connection, the real life connection between the actor who plays Dae Han and Philip Rhee, who plays Tommy Lee? What is the connection between these two? And this is a potential one to steal Dustin.
I think they're brothers.
You are correct. They are.
Simon
it is Philip
and
and Simon Rhee. Philip.
Brothers.
Yep. Philip and Simon Rhee. Brothers.
Boys.
Yep. And I believe in Best of the Best Part 2.
Which Sonny Landham was in, by the way.
Look at you. Look at you dropping knowledge. Yeah, that's right. Sonny Landham's in that. And Wayne Newton. Actually,
Newton.
He's really.
You know the famous Wayne Newton karate story, don't you, with Johnny Carson?
No, please tell it.
Apparently, Wayne Newton had heard that Johnny Carson had called him a pejorative word used for homosexuals. And it upset Wayne Newton, and he came out on the Johnny Carson show with a cement block, and he punched it and broke it. And he said, "If you ever call me that again, you're going to be the cement block."
Wow. Well,
story I heard. I'm supposed to be. That and the Zsa Zsa Gabor story, right?
No, what's the Zsa Zsa Gabor story?
You know the Zsa Zsa Gabor story?
No.
Where she comes out on the Johnny Carson show and she's got a cat in her lap, and he says, "Can I pet your pussy?" And she says, "Sure." And he says, "Good, then move the damn cat."
Oh,
that's a real story.
I'm sure it was.
Wow. I was at the Hollywood show, you guys, and I saw what's this guy? What's his name? That did the Newlywed Show. Oh God, why am I having a?
Oh yeah. Eubanks.
Bob Eubanks. Yeah.
Bob
Yeah,
Eubanks.
yeah.
Bob
And I
Eubanks,
said,
yeah.
"Mr. Eubanks, I've got it," and I got it out of my mouth. And that'd be in the butt Bob story, right? I go, "Well, yes, I do. Was it true?" And he said, "Yes, it was." Do you know that story too? Zach, you know that story, right?
I know. Please tell it.
So the question on the Newlywed Show was, where is the strangest place you've ever made whoopee? And I thought about it, and he goes, "That'd be in the butt, Bob."
In the butt.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Yeah, those Hollywood shows are a trip because
This is a
there's
family
a
show,
whole
right?
say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
again.
So this is a
Oh,
family
yeah.
show, right?
Yeah, I mean it's family. Yeah,
No.
of course it is. No, never. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, good.
Uh,
No.
you and I'm impressed that you got that question right about Simon and Philip because both of them, by the way, are amazing martial artists. Legends. Okay, so cheap plug on my behalf. This weekend is Los Angeles LA Comic Con, and $2 late fee will be representing. I will be hosting two panels, one being 80s Kids Unite, where we're celebrating the year 1982. There's a documentary coming out covering why 1982 might be the best year for geek fandom. The other one is and Making Megaforce. There's a documentary that Dustin and I will be in about the movie Making Megaforce. Yeah, that comes out very soon. And then the other panel I'm going to be doing is celebrating Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And going to have the creator there. And there's a lot of new information about new stuff the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes franchise is doing. But Dustin, going to go back to 1982 for this question. Okay. 1982. Some wild things happened in 1982. Wild things. A rock star in 1982 bit the head off a real bat when it was thrown at him on stage. He thought it was rubber. It happened to be real. And he bit the head off a real bat. Was that rock star Ozzy Osbourne, Alice Cooper, or Meatloaf?
I think it was Ozzy.
That is correct. That is correct.
Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne in, I believe, in Des Moines, Iowa, was thrown a bat on stage and he bit the head off.
Didn't he have to get rabies shots?
Yeah, he did.
Right? Yeah.
In his
Crazy.
stomach. In his stomach.
He bit the head off a dove at RCA. I think it was RCA. You know, he and Sharon had a meeting, and Ozzy was he was in his cups a bit, we'll say.
Okay.
And I guess they brought some doves in they were going to release, and all the A&R guys are around the table, and it's on his documentary, and he just took the dove and.
Oh, God. That is disturbing. Well,
really disturbing.
The good news is, Ozzy's still alive and kicking. And the two of you are actually, what's the score right now, Dustin? Is it 3-3?
3-3.
Oh, this is a drag out fight. This is very similar to Daniel LaRusso and Mike Barnes in Karate Kid 3. Just went back and forth, back and forth.
It's exactly like that. It really is.
And we go back to Sean Kanan for this next question. Okay, so my next question for you is this. So Attack of the Killer Tomatoes spawned many sequels, but there is one character in the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes named Dr. Gangrene. Dr. Gangrene is played by a very famous television actor. Who is this actor?
Oh, golly.
That is the guy that played it's not Gomez Adams?
That is correct.
Okay.
But I need his.
Now, what was his name? I keep wanting to say John, and it's not John Aniston.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's not John Aniston. So
okay, keep going.
No,
it's up to you. This is a steal potentially, Dustin, as well.
God, I can't think of his name. I knew his role, but not his name.
All right. So, Dustin, do you want to take a stab at this as well?
Well, my guess was going to be John Aston.
And that is correct.
Okay.
John Aston.
Father
John
of
Aston.
Sean.
You were so close. You were so close.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I will take my lumps.
Well, you might not, because even though you got that one wrong, you might be able to get your point back with this next question. Okay. So it's now 4-3. Okay. So for this next question, Sean, in 1982, an album came out by Toto, 4.
Ooh, cool.
One of the best albums of that year in many people's opinions. It had many hit songs. Tell me one Toto song you think might be on that album. One Toto song.
I don't think this is right, but I'm going to say Africa.
No, that is correct. Africa was on Toto 4.
Oh, is it? I thought it had an album called Africa. All right, take it.
That album also featured the song Rosanna.
Rosanna, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Rosanna Arquette.
Yep.
Rosanna.
All right. So we have a tie game. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to come down to 4-4.
Hey, by the way, Paulette is
Yep.
in the building. Paulette has made herself known. Hello, Paulette.
Hey, Paulette.
Hi,
Thank
Paulette.
you.
I'm playing for you.
And Sean just tied it up.
Tied up the
4,
game. Sean
4,
is he made a
4,
comeback
4.
by 1 point.
This
Okay.
This is like the final LaRusso fight. Ooh,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
like it.
So for this next question, and I believe it will be the last question, it has well, you only need 1 point to win. But for this next question, because you're tied right now, whoever gets the most points for this will win the game. We have covered the movie Predator this month on $2 late fee. In fact, we've covered all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies from the 80s. Here is a selection of those. Here are images from many of those movies.
God.
I spent a lot of time on this, Dustin.
This is well done. Well done.
And so
There's
here's
numbers.
here's the deal with this one. You can guess, you can look at this picture and tell me how many you can name, how many movies you can name. Okay. You'll each get a choice. I'll ask each of you, how many do you think you can name? And if you get that number correct, we'll go back and forth. You'll name the movie. And if we tie on that one, you'll name the characters. And I think we'll probably end it at that.
Who gets to start?
So, Dustin, how many of these movies do you think you can name out of the 8?
Are these all 80s movies, by the way?
They are all 80s movies. On 80s Kids Unite, we have covered all of these movies or discussed them to some degree.
I think I can name 8.
You can name all 8. Sean, do you think you can name all 8?
I can name 7 for sure. And there's one that is on the tip of my tongue. But I don't know that I can name all 8 character names.
Okay, so what we're going to do is Dustin's going to go first. If Dustin gets all of them correct, he will win the game. If he gets one wrong and you can name that movie, you'll be able to steal.
Oh, I like that.
All right. So, Dustin,
I'm just naming movies, right?
You're just naming the movies right now, just the movies. So you have to say the number and then tell me the name of the movie.
Okay. I love this, by the way. This is excellent.
I knew I could make
okay. And are you going to like say correct as I go, or no, you're not, right?
Because we're going to name them all, and then I'll tell you at the end. And I'll tell you at the end.
Okay. I think I messed something up here. Okay. Number 1 is Red Heat. Number 2 is Commando. Number 3 is Running Man. Number 4 is Predator. Number 5 is Raw Deal. Number 6 is Conan the Barbarian. Number 7. Number 7 is Terminator, and number 8 is Twins.
Wow, that is all correct.
Oh my God!
And I believe that's the game.
Wow!
Congratulations, well done.
So, the good news is, first of all, the good news is, Corey, you won. Dustin won on behalf of you. Paulette, you did not win, but Paulette won so many raffle items this past fundraiser that we did for humanity, Momentum Wheels for Humanity. She won so many prizes. I think it makes up for the fact that she didn't win, and she got to play with you, Sean. So there's the win.
That's a win, right?
Absolutely. And I'm going to quietly play our celebratory music that might have a copyright issue. But
I hope not. By the way, this music you're listening to is from the 1985 film called Thunder Alley, starring Jill Schoelen and Leif Garrett.
Was Hulk Hogan in? That's maybe that's a different one.
No, you're thinking of Thunder Lips.
Thunder
no
Bay.
Rich Girl, but
Thunder Bay. Yeah, it's
Thunder
no
Bay.
Rich Girl.
All right.
A few things are.
All right.
If that's not a pantheon of cinema, I don't know what is.
Hey, what do the kids say? Low key. I really dig that movie. So, so Sean, you have remind us once again. You have Welcome to the Kumite, Way of the Cobra, and Way of the Cobra Couples, written by you and Michelle Kanan.
Correct.
Okay, Way of the Cobra Couples comes out on October 8th.
It's available for pre-sale now.
Okay. And any other events that are coming up that you would like to?
Yeah, well, we're going to do a red carpet launch event at the Barnes & Noble at the Grove in Los Angeles, October 8th. And if you'd like to get information for that, it's on my Instagram, which is Sean.Kanan. It's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be some great celebrities there. Michelle and I are going to do a reading from the book, a Q&A, a lot of surprises. So please,
you might see Zach and Dustin there from $2 late fee
right?
too.
Yeah.
Right.
And on top of that, I will say apparently the Grove has a human drone thing that'll like shuttle you around now. Do you guys know about this?
I don't.
You know about this stuff?
No.
So they're testing it out at the Grove. Apparently you can ride in this little like drone machine that'll lift. It's a people mover.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds real bad.
Wow. Okay.
That'll blow your mind for the last couple.
Testing that thing. You kidding me?
Right. Dustin, I believe this is our fastest trivia we've ever done. And
we were both shooting.
My ass kicked faster than any other guest. Is that
no? And
wow.
what's crazy is like, because Sean, you were it was just totally back and forth. We've never had that. Usually it's like wrong, and then at the end we're like,
a lot of
all right, we got to do one.
I was so excited because I not only knew Red Heat, I knew his name, Ivan Danko.
Okay.
Ivan Danko, you're welcome.
Out of all those movies though, guys, have you both seen all of those movies?
Yes.
Including Raw Deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Raw Deal was the one that I believe it tends to kind of stump people sometimes. They forget about Raw Deal.
Yes, that was the one that was stumping me.
Yeah. I was going to bring up this show and seeing how Corey was on our show.
Wow.
Because and this is a tease for next month's trivia. I know Dustin will be running that show, but oops, sorry, don't need to go back to Rich Girl.
My trivia is going to be all Rich Girl, so
I did need to go back to Rich Girl. So Sean, we've had this running joke on our show, not running joke, but a thing where we've determined that actors of the 80s and 90s were either on Murder, She Wrote or Miami Vice or both. And then I did some digging on Werewolf. Many of our guests on this show have been on Werewolf.
Really?
Yeah, it comes up all the time.
all the time.
Wow. God, I would have killed to have been on Miami Vice. I was the guy in like 8th grade wearing a white suit with a teal shirt, driving my parents' like station wagon with the barn siding on it.
Yeah, dude.
I was that guy.
Well, you're still that guy to us. You're looking cool as ever. And everybody go get Sean's books on Amazon. And hopefully we will see y'all on the 8th of October.
That would be great. You guys, thank you so much. It's always fun. I want to do this again.
Yeah, Sean, we're gonna have you in studio and we're gonna do a sit down.
I love it. I'm in. All right, guys, take care.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ending stream.